Good evening, everybody. So, we have been studying Lamrim for quite a long time. Also, still we study the small being or small scope path. Sometimes, I feel a bit worried because I've been to TBC for almost 1.5 years. Also, many of you have been attending the teaching, the classes many times. Sometimes I feel worried because, you spend your time with me in TBC, even though, whole day, early morning you are very busy with your family, then you go to your workplace, also very busy with your working. After you finish your one-day walk, then you try to attend the class in TBC, doesn't matter, the Lamrim class, the philosophical class, or Tibetan language class. If you don't learn much, or you don't learn anything, it's not good for you, also is not good for me, because I have the big responsibility to explain, to teach dharma to you, as well you have also bigger responsibility than me to learn, to study, not only learning and studying, also practice. I hope all of you have a better understanding of dharma, better experience of practice of dharma, less confusion, less negative thoughts. If you have all this kind of experience, then you achieve something. Spend with me in TBC, putting your all energy and effort. If you don't learn anything, if you don't have any experience after study quite a long time, that means you are really wasting your time and your energy. So please, everybody, pay more attention of study and practice. The big question here, how we can practice dharma. Yes, when we open the Lamrim book, when we open any dharma books, most time it makes sense for us. You should do this, you should not do this. If you do this, it will be good for you. If you do this, it bad for you. Everything makes sense for us. When we put into practice, it's so difficult to apply all the practices. One reason, the simple reason, because we were in the busy we have a busy life. We have been doing so many things. Most of them not more important for the next life. That's why we've been so busy for 24 hours. That's why when we study, when we practice dharma, we feel so difficult. So these difficulties we can reduce. If you use your phone, let's say 3 hours, you can use 2 hours or 1 hour. If you chit-chat with your friends and family for 2-3 hours, you can reduce, into 1 hour. It's quite easy to manage the busyness. Another problem we have when we practice dharma, because when we open the books, we think I can practice. When we really practice the dharma, we cannot, because one, we have really lot of negative karma, which is we accumulated in the past, also we have been accumulating in this lifetime. Due to all the negative karma, due to all the negative experience, so we cannot practice dharma. This, the problems, the obstacle, not easy to overcome, not easy to reduce, not easy to eliminate. Because the negative karma, the negative experience is so strong. We have been with this karma for many lifetimes, not easy to reduce. When we practice the dharma is, practice of dharma is very weak. That's why we cannot reduce. It's either very difficult to reduce all of them. Therefore, every time when you wake up, very early morning, before breakfast, when you open your eyes, you just think, today, you should not think whole life. You should think, today, since I woke up till, my sleeping time, I will do only good things. I won't do any bad things. You should make a, promise. You should make a commitment to do only good things, not doing any bad things. If you have this kind of experience for 1 day and 2 days, then within 1 year, you can have a lot of, you can have a, good habits. You have a less bad habits. Then, after you have this good experience for 1 year, then you have a more experience for, 2, 3, then almost the rest of the life, you always have a good experience, good actions. You have a less, you never have a, bad actions, because you tend, this way. Then, not only that, then you should think, whatever I will do, good things for myself, good things for my family, good things for my company, good thing for, the owner of the shop, whoever. I will do only good things for others to eliminate the negative karma which is I have accumulated this life, I accumulated in the past life. I will do these good things for reducing all the negative karma. When you reduce the negative karma, it doesn't mean you really increase the positive karma. When you accumulate positive karmas, it doesn't mean you are reducing the negative karma. There's two different practices. So also you should think, I will do only good things in order to accumulate the merit, in order to accumulate the positive karmas. Therefore, all the practices at the beginning, all the practices you can include into practice of 10 virtues, abandoning the 10 virtues. So as a human being, we have a very strong kind of expectation, high expectation. Someday it is good you have a high expectation, someday not good. Because we don't really have the basic, the foundation of practice, which is practice of 10 virtues. We don't have the really good or solid this practice, but we still think, we really believe, I can realize subtle impermanence, I can realize emptiness, I can practice the profound practice, which is the sadhana, Kalachakra sadhana, Yamantaka sadhana, Guha Vajrayogini sadhana. Without having the solid and good foundation, doesn't matter how much you try. Yes, you have been trying all these practices, but at the end, you don't really have a the practice of high practices. You just think, yes, I have I accumulate merit, but you never have the good, experience of practicing the high practices. Therefore, at the beginning, you must build the solid foundation, which is, I will, review again. Everybody learn how to select the good teaching, how to select the good books, the greatness of the teaching, the greatness of Lamrim. Then after you have the books, then you really need to rely on experienced, qualified teacher. Yes, we are very lucky, everybody has qualified guru, experienced guru, knowledgeable guru. The guru is always there. Then second, what guru teach us? Right? Yes, the guru teach us so many teachings, but some teachings are very relevant to you because according to your capacity. Some teachings are very profound, very important, is not suit for you, not stable for you, because we don't have the ability to practice all the practices. When you have this kind of problem, then first you must practice which is you able to practice. The profound, the difficulties you put on the side. Then slowly you able to practice. Then most time the teacher always at the beginning will explain about the how meditate on impermanence, death. After death, after we dead, then we need to think where we should go, where we'll go. Then there's only two options, right? There's two possibilities, right? What are they? We will born in the, fortunate realms, unfortunate realms. There's not, the third one. To be born in the fortune and unfortunate realm, it is very much depend on what? The karma. Karma. Therefore, beginning of the practice of Buddha Dharma, you must begin with the practice of impermanence. We don't care, the house, the place, the fruit, things are impermanent or permanent. It doesn't make much difference. You must realize, I am impermanent. My families are impermanent. My belongings are impermanent. All the belongings, end any time. For example, some of you have a, big and nice house, big car and nice car. Or some of you have a good bank balance. Everything can be finished anytime. If there's a big earthquake now, the big house, the car, bank balance, everything will go away. Maybe the bank balance still you can, go through online, you can save here and there. The house, car, everything will go on. Look at this mean. This also we know. Most important, you must know I am impermanent. I am going to die anytime. Because we remember the uncertainty of the life. We will die, definitely die, anytime die. Right? Just always remember impermanence and death. Then it starts, it push you to do good thing, it push you to stop, to do bad things. Therefore, one of the Tibetan masters said, if you don't realize impermanent and death, the Guha Samaja teaching never be profound. Never be profound. It's just teaching. If you realize impermanent and if you really realize, the death, then that even the teaching, which is teach about the triple gem, like Buddha, that is become very profound, very important. Therefore, all practices you must start with the practice of impermanence. Right? That's why before it explains the taking refuge, it's explained impermanence and death. Also explain, after your death, you are under control of the karma. Right? And then the teacher always teach you practice impermanent. Then after you realize impermanent and death, then you will realize I will take a rebirth. Doesn't matter you were reborn in the higher, fortunate, unfortunate realms, but the short term is, bit happy, bit suffering, but still you are in samsara. Samsara. For example, the weather is so hot. When we come in, we feel so bliss because of the air condition. Doesn't matter how much you are happy here. After class, you have to go outside. There's no air condition. It doesn't matter how much you are lucky and fortunate person. After your death, then maybe you have to go in the lower realms. Right? That means second, you must remember about the lower realms, hungry ghosts, animal, unfortunate realms, unfortunate, human being. Then slowly you should think, yeah, I'm not, even though now I'm, human being, I'm one of the, very developed country, which is Singapore. Many people wish to come to Singapore. Also, maybe many people wish to born in Singapore. Being as a Singaporean, there's always, suffering and problems. Based on this experience, you must think, I need to get out. I must be free from what? Samsara. Samsara. Samsara here not refer to the place where you live, where you are born. For example, Buddha Shakyamuni, we believe he achieved enlightenment where? Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi tree. For him, the Bodh Gaya, the place is pure land. For us, samsaric land. Samsara not refer to the place, the land where we were born, where we stay. The samsara always refer to the truth of suffering, right? The dukkha, the truth of suffering, the physical body. So look at, right now we facing all the problem because of the physical body, right? Almost the samsaric 90 or 99% the samsaric problems related to the physical body. We need a food. Simple food not enough. We need a delicious, healthy, good food. After we use food, then we get sick. Some become very fat. Some become very thin, right? Food. After you fulfill your stomach, not enough. We have to go to toilet. We have to clean the body. We have to eat and clean, eat and clean, eat and clean. How many years we have been doing this thing? That's mean, 99% samsaric problems is, always connect with the physical body. This body, the dukkha is the samsara. We call korva, inner samsara. So, in order to free from, this physical body, if there's no next life, if you're not really happy, in some, it's a lot of problem. In make, commit suicide, is finish your life. You don't have to go through all the suffering for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. You just commit suicide, finish your life. This is not the case. There's a next life. Next life, next life. If you think this way, then you start you to generate, experience the renunciation. Right, renunciation. So when you feel renounced with the samsara, how I can achieve the liberation? How? Just pray to Buddha, Can you achieve liberation? Cannot. We have been praying since you consider you become a Buddhist. We have been praying, we have been chanting, we have chanted, we have have been reciting all the mantras. We have been doing so many good things, but our practice level is always remain same. Some days bit decrease because we don't really practice dharma. We're just doing all the religious activity, religious Buddhist culture thing. So how I really can be free from this suffering? Then you have to practice dharma. Dharma, right? Dharma. Dharma is the main, means to achieve liberation, mean or methods to cut the root of the samsara and samsara. You have to practice dharma. Dharma. How I can practice dharma? What does mean dharma? I explained many times. This Lamrim book is not referred to dharma. It's a dharma books, not the dharma. Dharma has only two categories: the cessation and the path to the cessation. Right? That means cease. You need to cease the samsara. How? Cease the origin of the samsara. How? Practice the path. Path. Then, what kind of path I must practice? This means cease the suffering of the lower realms. Cease the suffering of the samsara. They cease the suffering of the subtle, level of the suffering. Then there are three paths: small being path, middle being, and great being path. How I can, practice the path? That means you must follow the Buddha teaching. You must follow the teaching which is commentary on the Buddha teaching. That means now you can see, yes, you need to rely on the Buddha as a teacher. Dharma as the most important refuge. Sanghas are look like pure, study or practice partner. That means you need to take refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Right? So then in the last week I explained, yes, we always pray to Buddha. Right? We imagine or we visualize all the Buddhas, Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara, Buddha, all the Buddhas visualize. We pray to them, we chant for them, we do prostration, we make offering, but we never practice the dharma. That means the example I told, when you get serious sickness, you found one of the most good doctor in Singapore. Yes, you recognize the sickness, you meet the perfect experienced doctor. Then you stay at home, always chant that doctor name, Dr. Wang, Dr. Ying, Dr. Lee, Dr. Lee, Dr. Lee, Dr. Lee, or make offering fruit to Dr. Lee, cannot cure that disease. What you need to do? Get the instruction, prescription. Prescription is listening, teaching. Buy the medicine, right? That means now, you got the prescription from Lama Tsong-kha-pa. You bought the medicine, but you never try to eat. You eat little bit, you feel not tasty, right? The practice dharma is not tasty. You eat this morning, forgot to take afternoon, evening, or someday you totally forgot whole day. How you can cure your sickness of attachment, desire, anger. Therefore, after you rely on the teacher, believe in Buddha, most important, you believe the dharma and practice the dharma. Practice dharma means practice the path, like taking refuge. Practice renunciation. practice great compassion, practice the 10 virtues. Then you are on the path to cease the suffering of the lower realms, cease the suffering of the samsara, cease the subtle suffering, and achieve the Buddhahood path. Then, after you have taken refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then there are precepts. Precept. It doesn't mean if you don't practice, don't maintain the precept, Buddha will get angry. Sangha get angry. No. If you don't maintain the precepts, right? Precepts, then your practice never have a progress. For example, you believe in Buddha, you really have a strong, faith to Buddha. When you saw the Buddha statue or picture, you don't really care. That means you don't really believe in the Buddha. For example, if you really fall in love in someone, I think everybody has experience. When you really fall in love with someone, if that time you have a picture, or he or she is not with you, if somebody step on it, on the picture, what? You get angry. Somebody throw away the picture, you get angry. Somebody say the picture is very ugly, you get angry. How you care? This is just picture, piece of paper. Because you must think he or she is very nice, that's why you like the picture. You must have a full respect to the picture. Then after you believe in the Buddha, then you have a precept. So last time we study about the precept. Okay, so we thought looking for your Lamrim book. So you just listen. I will make a short kind of easy summarize. Have you bring the right book? Okay. What's the page number?
194.
Huh?
194.
194. Thank you. 194. Yeah. So at the beginning he said how they appear in the compendium of the determination. Right? That means there's a teaching. The teaching names of compendium of determination. It explains two sets. First, one have gone for refuge. Yeah, the stage of the precept explained in the two ways: how to appear in the compendium and how to appear in the oral tradition. The first teaching explains the four sets. Number one, first set of the division rely on the excellent person, right? That means after you have taken refuge to the Buddha, that means I told you last time, in this moment, we don't have a karma to see Buddha, any Buddhas. But we are very fortunate, we have a ability, we have a karma to see the excellent person. That means the Guru, he or she is the representative of Buddha. You must, rely on the person. What you should do after you rely on the person? You must listen the teaching and practice the teaching. This is one of the precepts. That means after you have taken refuge in Buddha, you must always rely on the excellent person. Excellent. Okay? Then listen to the sublime teaching. That means I told you, you rely on the doctor, you never get the prescription, you just recite the doctor name. It's not enough. You must listen the teaching. Then fix your attention properly on them. That means when the teaching said should not get angry, angry is very bad. then your mind must fix according to the teaching. Thus, the teaching said, should not get angry. Angry is very bad. Who always get angry, that means you are not fixing your mind, your attention properly according to the teaching. Right? Then, cultivate a practice that conform with the teaching. Right? That means, look at, you are studying Lamrim. When you practice, if you practice something else, then there's no point to study Lamrim. When you must practice according to the teaching, which is you learn. You must practice, the practice come from the teaching. Then, the second set of the division, do not excite your sensory faculties. This is very important because we always talk about, taking vows, taking precept. That means when you take a vows, that means you need to restrain your, sensory faculty. For example, as a Buddhist, as a Buddhist, you should not supposed to harm any creature, any like a sentient beings. When you see, your enemy or you dislike person, you feel harm to them. That means you are not really, restrain your sensory faculties. When you see beautiful object or person, if you continuously looking after the person, that means you are not really restraining your sensory, faculty. You excite your sensory faculty. That means you do not excite. Take up the precept correctly. That means why we need to take the precept? Why we need to take the samaya? Why we need to take the vows? Right? For example, anger has a kind of three level. One is very obvious, very manifest one. Second is bit weak. The last is very weak, very hidden things. After you have taken the vows or samaya, then you reduce the manifest, afflictive, minimize after you taken vows. That means correctly, correctly take up the precept correctly. That means you can, as a ordinary being or as a lay person, you can take a, lay person precept or lay person vows. There are 5 or 10 or 8, right? 5 or 8. If you cannot take all of them, you must take one of them at the beginning. You say, whole my life, I won't kill any sentient beings. Then, after a few months, you should say, no, I won't steal anything. Slowly you can take one by one. Then finally you're able to take all the vows. Not only able to take, you're able to maintain, you're able to practice. Then be compassionate towards living beings. Very important, because essence of the Buddha teaching is totally non-violence. Compassionate towards living beings. Then again, we always talk about great compassion for all sentient beings. I don't think all sentient beings really bother for us, right? No, only few people always bother you, always make you angry and upset, unhappy, right? How many people around you who always make you unhappy, upset? How many? 2, 3, 4, not more than 100. Right? Not more than 100. That means, first, don't worry all sentient beings, because all sentient beings never make you angry, upset, right? Never criticize you. First, you practice compassion toward the person who always make you angry, unhappy, problem. Practice compassion toward them. Then slowly, you can extend the compassion towards someone, your neighbors, your family, then all sentient beings. For us, oh, I have a compassion, all sentient beings, but I don't like this person, right? I hate you, I hate that. Thereby, be compassionate towards living beings. Then, stop to make periodic offering to the three jewels. That means, this is another important making offering, right? Making offering. This is very important. How they appear in the oral tradition, the special precept in the common, uncommon. This means these are two types: prescriptive precept and prescriptive precept. That means, again, I hope you remember, after you had taken a Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, what you must do. Second, what you must not do. Right? Now, we just moved the page number 196, the general precepts. There are 6 general precepts. What are they? 6. Number 1, good quality of the 3 jewels and go for refuge again and again. Right? That means we already learned the quality of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. That means you must remember, recall, remember the distinction between Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Not only just distinct, must remember the qualities. Then you must take refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. How many times? Again and again, again and again. Right? That means the more you take, recall the quality of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, your mind much closer to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Also, it helps you to stop, the negative things. For example, if you always believe, Buddha Shakyamuni is always looking at you. The Amida Buddha always looking at you. All Buddhists are always looking at you. That means if you really believe, then for you so not easy to do little bad things, right? Because everybody, look at, you have a millions of CC camera, the Buddha CC camera. One movement, they can catch up. You're very sensitive, right? That means it's not like our CC camera, it's not that sensitive. That means recall, the distinction, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and take refuge again and again, again and again. Very important, huh? So because I told you, we always try to do the profound, highest practice. First, you must have a solid, good foundation. Taking refuge and recall again and again. The quality, distinction, and go for refuge. When you go for refuge, how the Buddha, as your guide. He guide you how to achieve Buddhahood, how to overcome from suffering as problem. Buddha as a guide, teacher. Then Dharma is a real, refuge, real, protector. Sanghas are the, your practice partner. Then, number 2. What's the number 2?
Calling the great kindness of the viewers, try to worship them constantly and offer the first portion of
Food and drink, right? That means when you really know the quality of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, not only know, if you really believe Buddha, Dharma, Sangha are very important. How? I'm facing all this problem. Only Buddha can teach how to overcome. That means Buddha become very important. If I practice Dharma, I really can overcome. Right? That means Buddha is so kind, so compassionate, so important. Therefore, recalling the great kindness of the 3 jewels, stop to worship them constantly and offer the first portion of your food and drink, right? Do you always offer your first portion of your food and drink? I think everybody first test, huh? First test? No, never. First you test the smell, right? You are not offering the first portion, right? Therefore, whatever you eat and drink, first always offer to Triple Gem. Even though I told you in the past, when you buy new cars, new house, new clothes, new shoes, even the new underwear, you offer to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. The first portion of, first new things. Many people think, how I can offer the underwear? It's so dirty. No. It's a common sense. We consider this is clean, this is dirty, right? Whatever you buy new things, first offer to Triple Gems. Always. There's two reasons. One is accumulating, very easy to accumulate, positive karma. You don't have to spend, extra money, right? Extra money. Also, when you offer the food and drink, then the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Buddhists are blessed for the food and drink. Then the food and drink become like a medicine. Related to the blessing, I told you, many of you have been taking, certain medicine, more or less. I think many of you taking, pills or medicine. Always, before you eat the medicine, hold the medicine in your hands, in your spoon. Just imagine, visualize all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and request them to bless the medicine. Then the medicine totally will bless by Buddhas, particularly medicine Buddha. Then you take the medicine become more powerful, more effective. Right? That means offering. Number 3.
Nourish others
with compassion. So we already said number 4.
whatever activity you engage in, and whatever you make offering and supplications, rituals, supposing any other worldly method.
This part is very important, right? Very important. Whatever activity you engage in and whatever your purpose, make offering and supplication. Make offering and make a supplication to the Triple Gem. And forsaking any other worldly methods. Right? It looks like quite extreme, right? Quite extreme. Even though whatever your activities, doesn't matter, the activity is very important or not important, or before you start any activities, just, pray or offer things to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, start your activities. And also your purpose. Make offering and make a supplication. That means you fully believe, any kinds of activity you will start, 100% you believe that you start. There's no doubt you can accomplish your achievement. What we do, we always pray to the, the normal, like the God, the deities, simple thing. We pray to them, a God, or offering them, then we start our job. We start our activity. That's why we cannot accomplish completely. Therefore, we have a very important, official Dharma protector. I think all of you heard Nejung. Nejung told Dalai Lama, if you believe me little bit, I will have little. If you believe me half, I will have you half. If you fully believe me, I will fully have you. That means how much you can achieve your achievement is depend on how much you have a belief to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Okay? So you really have to believe, For one example, you can see that, is really work. For example, the best example now you can see the Tibetan people came to India 1959. maybe within the 100 Tibetan, maybe 2-3% have had some like a gold and silver. They came to India without nothing. Nothing. Now you can see, the Tibetan people have a good life in India, even the overseas. Everything achieved. Not they are very intelligent, not they are very capable, but they really, really fully believe in karma, positive karma, negative karma. Also, they always try to eliminate the negative karma, try to accumulate positive karma. Then pray, to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, be all sentient being, be happy. They fully believe. That's why the Tibetan life become, very success. Tibetan become very successful in India, even the overseas. Within 40 years, because of the belief, right? Therefore, whatever activity you engage in, whatever your purpose, make offering and supplication to the triple gem, and forsaking any other worldly methods. Even though when you're really sick, of course you need to see doctor. Before you see doctor, you fully believe Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, pray to them, and visit doctor, take the medicine, is make big difference. Number 5. Three times, right? So that means you must, everybody, you recite, the verses of taking refuge for, as much as you can. At least, like 3 times. 3 times. Then, number 6. Cause of your life. I told you it's quite, look like quite extreme, but not. So, if you fully believe, if you see the quality of the Buddha, Dharma, if you see the good qualities of all of them, then you fully believe. When you 100% believe, then you're not going to, give up the practice, or not going to give up belief into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, because you saw the quality, right? For example, if somebody gave me, like piece of diamond, I don't have any knowledge about diamond. I will keep as a normal, crystal or normal glass. If somebody have a good knowledge about diamond, somebody give you a piece of diamond, you really will take care, because you know the quality. Therefore, many Buddhist people at the beginning they say, I'm Buddhist, I believe Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then after they face certain problem, and then of course according to the Lamrim, according to the teacher advice, they pray to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha a few times. Then they cannot see any result. Pray to the Buddha, and then give up, right? Then go, maybe church, or go maybe other Hindu temple, go in masjid, or go into other certain things, very funny thing. Then again, you haven't achieved anything, then finally you give up, believe in religion. Then you say, oh, religion no good, because I have been trying this practice, that practice, I cannot achieve. You cannot achieve, of course, because your belief is very simple. You don't have a strong belief, right? Therefore, do not, forsake the 3 jewels, even the just or if because of your life. Why? For example, I think I would know, in order to save 4 fingers, it's worth to cut 1 finger, right? It's okay. You have like cancer in 1 finger. The doctor said, if you cannot cut this finger, the cancer spread for the 4 fingers. What do you prefer? Of course, you prefer to cut 1 finger in order to save the 4. If you give up, believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha for this saving this life, right? That means you are cutting 4 fingers to save for 1 finger. No, you are not doing another way. That's why, If you really believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, depth of your heart, somebody say, I will kill you. You can say, yes, you can kill me. I will die happily. Fully believe into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then you give up your life with a good purpose, because for the good for next life after next life. That's why it's so important. So I told you at the beginning, many of you trying to do, high level practice, try to flying very high, but your wing is very broken, not enough strong. Fly a little bit and little bit collapse. Why not at the beginning you try to have a strong wing, grow bigger and do exercise, grow bigger. Then you jump, then you continue to fly over. Okay? That's why it's so important to have a, sorry, I think time is moving so fast. Then, good quality of the thrill jump, go again. Now we study very short time for the offering. Right? Number B, recalling the great kindness of the three jewels, step to worship them constantly and offer them first portion of the food and drink. So, without looking your Lamrim types, how many types of offering you can offer to them? 2? Can you remember that there's a two division? So with regarding the offering, there are. Are you looking at Lamrim books or without looking? So let's say, I want to make offering. That means there are always two. What kind of thing you offering, whom you offering, how to offering, right? That means mainly offering. Mentioned with the regard to offering, there are the action of offering. That means how you offer. Number 2, the attitude. The first of these include the following. How many? 10 types. Okay? Because we have been, doing the, we have been, making offering for almost maybe 20, 30, 40 years. But here look at the action of offering. Then most important one, attitudes. Even though you make, you make a big offering. Even though you offer all your everything, you give away, your house, belonging, everything to who need it, beggars, whoever who need it, you give everything. If your attitude is very simple, no good, that means you totally waste your belonging. You cannot get much. But your attitude is very great, very good. Even though you offer 1 cent, 2 cents, one, like dollar, is become very good. That's why it's important. Action of offering and attitudes. Action offering, there are how many types? 10 types. Number 1. Offering to the Buddha body means offering to the actual Buddha's embodiment as form. Right? That means in the ancient time, people met Buddha Shakyamuni, they offer to the Buddha. Number 2. Okay. Offering to the stupa means offering to the stupa and the like for the sake of the Buddha. Right now, most of we make offering to whom? The stupa. Stupa is not considered the also all the Thanga painting, all the statue also considered as a stupa, because translation is different. Right? Usually stupa, do we have any stupa here? No. According to English word, stupa meaning is different. Generally, all the religious painting, statue considered as a stupa. Right now, we don't have, we cannot see the Buddha. We will be set up the altar, then we make offering to the stupa. That means you are offering things to the Buddha. Right? Then number 4. Number 3. Perceive object. There's a 3 and 4 is similar, right? Perceive and number 4 is non-precept, right? That means true. When you are making offering, you're offering it to the precept or non-precept. Someday you don't have anything. For example, when you go in the MRT, when you go by bus, you don't have any, kind of Buddha image, no painting, no photo. India, when you go car, but you always can see certain picture of the, the Buddha or God or whatever. You don't have. This moment, you can make offering. That time you are offering how? Non-precept. There is no any object. This means number 3 is precept object, means offering to the above mentioned. That means Buddha statue or like a Buddha body. The non-precept is no object. Number 5. Number 5, made by yourself an offering, made manually by yourself. Do not have other make them for you out of your laziness, indifference, or careless. If you could, if you have a time, if you don't have a physical problem, you must do your offering by yourself. Okay? Look at also, in the monastery, somebody look like, bit lazy. Yes, some teacher asks student make offering, make light and light. That always order, right? No. Therefore, Adisha, when he was in Tibet, he always make offering by himself. Always. Then one day, do you remember the story? One day, one of the disciples said, student said, Master, I will do it. I will do it. I will, make the offering, offering water. Then Adisha said, if you eat food, can I feel my stomach? Feel full my stomach, right? If you eat food, can I feel full my stomach? No. I must do because it's for me. Therefore, whatever make offering first, made by yourself, should not be laziness, indifferent, careless. Right? I think when we make offering, I don't think we will be very lazy. We have to act. Indifference is very common. You offering, they are offering, I must do offering. They are doing, I must do. You don't really, you're doing everything with the indifference. Then careless. Careless, we can see, somebody hold the light. Where you talking to someone? You're looking here and there, you're offering the light, incense. You don't have a, sense of care. When you make offering, you must remember, visualize all the Buddha Sattva. Even though doesn't matter who call you that time. Even though the Prime Minister of Singapore or President of Singapore call you, don't care. Just make offering. They are not important in this moment, right? But we really careless. At the beginning, we don't have a motivation. When we offer, actual action no good. After finish offering, we don't have a dedication. That means should not be careless. And also when you make, offering light and incense, or you remember, must set up very straightforward. Right? And should not keep long gap. Should not really touch. If there's no space, it's exception, you can touch, it's okay to touch all the ball each other. If there's space, you must set up very properly. For example, when you go to, when you have a lunch or dinner breakfast for the 5-star hotel, do you know how they put things? Even though there's a rules how to put, the spoon and chopstick. They consider you are very important. You must put everything in order. But Buddhas are very important, but we are very, very careless. Okay? Without careless, you offer with the very careful. Physically, verbally, mentally, most important motivation. Careless, right? Then, number 5. Number 6. Rest of the offering that you out of compassion. Very good, right? You have been making all the offering. You have been doing all the good things. Also at the same time you ask somebody make offering. But that time is very good, but you must know how to ask. How to ask. For example, you always making offering, lot offering. If you ask somebody you must make offering, people get angry and upset. You must ask, you must know how to ask. Otherwise, your motivation is good, but your action is no good. I can see, sometimes people walk in the temple with the shoes. If I say, excuse me, can you, take off your shoes? They never come, they just walk away. That time, even though I know the person is come with the shoes, I never say, take off your shoes. Let them come. At least they come, they pray, they make offering. It doesn't mean, TBC make money. I bit, very careful. If people walk away with the angry, upset, dislike. Let them come with the shoes. At the beginner, as a very strange, let them come with the shoes. Let them look, very, without any respect. It's okay. Let them come, let them do. If someone come always here, if they come with the shoes, I really scold. Right? That's why, you must ask to do good thing. You must know how to ask. Otherwise, since that, people never come back here. They thought, oh, the monk is very angry man. Huh? He kicked me out. He thought this way. That's why you must ask. You must know how to ask. Then number 7. Well and service. This is not important. You can read. You can understand. The most important here. Oh, number 9. Not contaminated with the afflictions and offering with the 6 quality. Okay, without looking, can you tell me the 6 qualities? Huh? Okay. Number 2? Okay, respectfully. Number 3? Distraction. Number 4? The afflictions. Number 5? Without expectation. Number 6? Proper material. Okay, very important, right? Because we have been doing all the offering, making offering for many times, for many years. Number 9 is very important. Offering not contaminated with the affliction or offering. Right? Therefore, when you make offering, make sure you have a good motivation. You should, somebody thought, oh, he offering, I must offer. Or he offered 1, I must offer 2. You should not do that. All the offering, you must making offering with the pure motivation. No attachment, no anger, no hatred, no jealous, no, competitiveness, nothing. With a pure motivation. Even though somebody offer, 100 lights, somebody making, 100 lights offering, if you offer 1, you feel bit, what? Feel jealous or feel shy. Oh, he or she offering 100 lights, I offering just 1 piece, you feel bit, jealous to them, or also you feel uncomfortable. That time you thought, you just make a, what? Rejoice. Rejoice. He or she is really good. They are offering hundreds. They both offer hundreds because due to the previous karma. Then also you make a rejoice. You also have a lot of positive karma. In the future you can offer millions of light. That means not contaminated with the afflictions. Then there's a 6th quality. Mainly by yourself, not making others to do them. Respectfully. Respectfully, right? That's why, even though I can see when we go to the bank, I think bank people are very respectful. It doesn't mean they respect from heart. They have to. When they pass you the book, how they pass you? When they pass you the card, how they pass you? 2 hands, right? It doesn't mean they respect you, they respect your money, huh? Otherwise, they spar from job. That means when you offer light, any kind of offering, just offer by two hands. If you are very busy, then you use one hand. Otherwise, you must use your two hands respectfully. Bend your body, right? Respect. Respect means physical respect, mental respect. Number 3, without distraction, right? The motivation, the actual action, and the end dedication. Then free of the afflictions. Then without expectation. I don't think we can make offering without expectation. Can you?
Yes.
How? Then what's the point to make offering no expectation?
Yeah, people go to the Buddhist temple. They offer and they expect to get.
No, I don't care. I asking all of you. Can you make offering without any expectation? No. Dedication, expectation is different. Yeah, here look at without expectation of receiving wealth, right? At receiving wealth and service from king and so on. That means you should not make offering have to be rich, in order to have a lot of wealth, in order to born like certain king and powerful person. This kind of expectation. You should not have a worldly expectation. Of course, we have a high expectation becoming Buddha. We have a high expectation. But we should not have a worldly expectation. The best example, give all that, teachings. Why people grow farming? Why people have grow farming? Can we say? Grow rice. Why grow cow? Why? Mainly for the grain, not for the grass. Right? Not for the grass. People always think I want to do, like a farm things because I want to have a fruit. I want to have a grain. I want to have the fruits one. But the branches, the grass, everything come with it, right? With it. That's why farmer never have expectation for the grass. They have always expectation for the fruits. The grass will come. If you always do things becoming Buddha to benefit all sentient beings, then the wealth and service, everything will come. If you only think about the little thing, you cannot achieve the big things. Right? Therefore, no expectation. Number 6, proper material. Proper. Very important. So you must know all of them. Then number 10, offering of practice. Okay, this is most important offering. That's why, Lama Milarepa said, I don't have the material offering to you. I don't have any material to offer to you. Whom? Lama Marpa. Milarepa said, I don't have any material offering to you. I can offer only my practice. I hope, father means the, religious, relation is son and father. I hope my father, you will be happy with my practice. That's why we wish, Buddha, we are very happy about your practice. Buddha will be happy, Buddha Sadhu are all very, very happy if you are very sincere practitioner. If your practice is very pure, then you don't need to worry, you're able to offer money or or it doesn't matter. Most important is practice of offering. How you can practice? How you can offer the practice? Number 1, the 4 seals. Right, 4 seals. What are they? All composite phenomena are impermanent. Number 2, things are miserable. Number 3, all phenomena are selfless. Number 4, nirvana is bliss. Right? That means simply you always just remember you just practice impermanence, selflessness, so and so. That means when you practice, you have an experience of the practice, right? Then the experience you can offer to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. this is the best offering you can offer to Buddha. You can offer to Bodhisattva. You should not think all of them happy only, they are happy about, offering the material things. No. Then, okay, now we just go the... so rest of them we can do, revision next time. Also you can read more. Now we study a little bit about the general characteristic of karma. At the beginning, look at this point, master the classification of the virtues and non-virtues as well as the effect. So before you really, practice the 10 virtues, abandon the non-10 virtues, you have to be mastered. You have to be very good into classification of virtues and non-virtues. What is virtues? What is non-virtues? What is the result or effect of the virtues? What is the result of the non-virtue? You have to be very master, right? You have to know very well which is good, which is no good. Master. You must then make it your practice to properly cast aside virtues, non-virtues, and adopt virtues. Generally, not easy to know, exactly what does mean virtues, what does mean non-virtues. First, you have to know very properly. When you know, therefore, you very easy to adopt the virtues and abandon the non-virtues. If you really don't know the exact meaning of virtues and non-virtues in the practical level, then it's not easy to adopt, not easy to abandon. You have to be master. Then look at, unless you reflect the length of the two kinds of karma and their effect, you need to think quite a long time. This kind of action is negative action. Its result will be only negative. This kind of action is positive. The action must be positive. You really have to think for quite a long time until you got strong conviction. Right? For example, if you really know this food has a poison, the poison is so strong, very powerful, then you never touch. You never will touch. Even, of course, you never eat. You know it's a very strong poison. It kills you. It takes your life. If you don't know, you know it's kind of poison. But you really don't know it has a very strong poison. If you don't know, then you will take. Therefore, same thing you must know which is virtues, which is non-virtues. If you know very precisely, therefore you very easy to adopt, easy to abandon. Then, next we just jump, turn page number 210. Here's developing the faith of the conviction that is the root of the all temporary happiness and the sudden goodness. This is what is very important. I already explained last time. Right? The root of the all temporary happiness and the sudden goodness means liberation. All good, things depend on if you have a strong conviction about the positive karma, negative karma, then you have the root of, temporary happiness. Or you already have the root to achieve the nirvana, because you have the solid foundation. Then, number 1, reflection on karma in effect in general. It has 2 parts. The actual way in which of the reflect in general, reflection on the distinctions among the variety of karma. Okay, so I thought I should finish the number 1, the certainty of karma. I'll give you homework. Number 1, certainty of karma. Number 2, manifestation of karma. Number 3, not experiencing the effect of action that you do not do. Number 4, you have done, do not perish. Okay, so these 4 paths are as a homework. You just read sentence by sentence. Then after you read, then you do some kind of meditation. Think about again and again. Try to build strong conviction about the 4 things. Certainty of karma, the manifestation of the karma, then no experiencing the effect of the action that you did not do, action do not perish. This is a homework. Then I will give short explanation. Then we start next class, variety of the karmas. Okay, so I stop here today. So please, everybody, I ask one of them, one of you, since you study dharma, since you practice dharma, you really need to feel, I'm become happier person. For me, quite easy to control my negative thoughts. For me, very easy to give forgiveness. For me, quite easy to be content. For me, bit easy to eliminate the negative action. If you have this kind of experience, after you study dharma for a long time, that means your study is going, in the correct directions. Even though you have been studying for Lamrim or other texts for many years, you become more short-tempered, you become more unhappy person, your desire become more stronger, you become more ego person, you have a very strong pride. That means your practice of direction is totally going to the wrong direction. So always check your daily experience. If your direction going right direction, continuously go that direction. If you feel my direction is no good, you must change, you must correct the wrong direction very fast. Otherwise, you will have habits to go that direction. Okay, so we do the dedication prayers.